I'm David Sable, and welcome to the video edition of my LinkedIn newsletter, Imagine. Imagine is a place where we challenge the status quo. We challenge conventional wisdom by asking questions, because it's my view that the only way to get to great answers is to ask even better questions. So join me on my quest. Today, I want to talk about the coming Renaissance. I've been obsessed with plagues. Maybe it's because I had COVID early on, but it's amazing when you study the history of plagues, when you study the history of the bubonic plague, of the Spanish plague. Every plague has been followed by a Renaissance. In the case of the bubonic plague, it was the Renaissance, the Great Renaissance, that really changed the face of Western civilization. In the United States, it was the rise of Art Deco, the 20s, an incredible time of creativity and action. And I do believe that we are going to have a Renaissance. I want to talk about the coming Renaissance and what I consider to be the important pillars that will drive it and where we can actually make a difference in making this Renaissance hugely successful. So the first is humility. I can't believe that there are global leaders who have been hit with COVID themselves or their families and still have no humility. If ever we have learned that our world of technology and science and great advances is vulnerable to just this impossible to see disease, it's now. Humility. We have to face the future with humility and great humility. We need to learn to listen, but not just to listen. We need engaged listening. We need the kind of listening that completely takes us over, that completely immerses us in the words that we're hearing, in the ideas that we're hearing, and that engages us to think, to act, and to be in a different way. Engaged listening. Engaged listening is going to be so critical as we move forward, and combine engaged listening with humility, and that's powerful. Patience. Whoa, is patience going to be important? We need patience. We need the patience to understand that it takes time for greatness to occur. We have to stop looking for the unicorn to happen tomorrow. We have to stop thinking about quarterly returns. We need patience. We need to take a long-term view. It's a difference between planning and plans. I've written about this a lot, and I've talked about this a lot. It's about planning, about making sure that we have the patience to put things in place that we might need a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, or never. But patience. Patience is critical, because patience is going to create greatness. And finally, we need imagination. We need to rekindle our imagination. We need to stop thinking about Facebook and Twitter and about stars who tell us to vote by taking pictures of themselves in their underwear. What happened to imagination? What happened to creativity? We need imagination. Imagination is what drove the Renaissance. It's what drove the Renaissance in the 1920s, and it's what will help drive our Renaissance today. So the most important pillars, in my view, of the Renaissance that is to come. So think about them, share them, and I'll see you on the other side of this, because there will be a great Renaissance. David Sable for Imagine.